Hey, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Readings, and today we're going to do another one. So, this reading today is going to be what kind of friend are they? Okay, it could be what kind of friend are you, depending on how you want to use it. Although I do think I'll do another friendship video where we focus on like our friendship things and a little more details. You know, I like to hit them with different nuances, but go ahead and choose this, pile for yourself as well if you'd like. So, we have four options here. We have red agate, amethyst, Unakite, and clear quartz. Go ahead and pick one of those, and I will see you on your timestamp. Hey, Group Agate. So for those of you who chose this pile, let's go ahead and see what messages we have, what type of friend they are. I already put these face up. I don't know why. So let's go ahead. We have 2 yeses and 1 no. So if you were wondering, should we be friends or not, it could be definitely leaning more towards yes. We also have an ace, which is definitely a yes card. There could be some kind of soul connection with you guys here. This is the kind of person that they look for people that spark their mind. They look for a connection. They look for, we have a similar thought pattern. We have a similar communication pattern. We have past life connection. We have some kind of vibe. We have something that the rest of the clique doesn't, or the rest of the crowd doesn't. We have some kind of unique connection is how they get in the process of becoming friends with somebody here. It says familiarity, making happy memories, reminiscing childhood memories. So if you spark, let's say if they're meeting new friends, and this person's like kind of cautiously open to new friends because they are excited, they are curious. So as much as they're kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to push it, but I am curious. So if someone can stimulate me mentally and they sound or remind me of somebody that I've been friends with, then I have a bigger potentiality to go towards them as friends. We have the type of people they're drawn to being scorpionic people and air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius especially. Their energy comes up here as soul path and tempered passions, kind of a temperance energy here. So they have this kind of like divine soul path, this very universal signs like Aquarius, Sagittarius, Pisces, little Scorpio vibe themselves as well. There's somebody who does think about, again, the spiritual origins of things. They want to be in their flow. They feel like they have their own kind of path to follow. There could be a little Taurus here as well. They feel like they have their own path to follow in life. And so when somebody syncs up with that, it feels like this buzz. It feels like this big kind of stimulation energy in their aura, in their mind, in their psyche. They really like that. So they'll feel like, oh, okay, you get where I'm coming from. You have some kind of connection, even if there's not externally like you guys being very much the same, because they do like to be unique anyways. It's like you guys, like, it's kind of like that I see you, we're here, kind of vibe that they have, okay? As a friend, there's somebody who is very nostalgic, very nurturing. They could definitely be the person who's like, let me read your palm, or like, remember, they'll be able to break down why you're doing something. They'll be like, well, remember how back in the day, this would happen to you in school, and then you would make this kind of decision to not do your homework. I think that's what's going on right now, friend, because, you got upset with your boo, and then you didn't pay your bills. So they'll have like these weird analogies and stuff that they'll break down. They really observe their friends, and they'll see what, excuse me, I talk with my hands back here. Tripod's right in front of me. They'll see like what the patterns are for their friends. They'll see how to break down their behaviors, their decisions, and their choices, and they'll offer a lot of advice, because here we have this Plutonian card, which Pluto is the psychologist, and then we have Mercurial energy. So they could definitely have Gemini, Libra, Virgo, Aquarius in their chart. Okay, we throw Virgo in because it's a Mercurial sign. And so they have this way of like really just observing their friends for sure over long periods of time, and being able to like anticipate what you're going to say. And they love that. They love if you guys like samesies, like if you text each other the same thing, if you say the same thing at the same time. They still like to be unique. So they like to, push the envelope and keep coming up with new cool phrases and stuff to say. But they love when there is like a simpatico energy basically with you guys. We have water, sun, and Scorpio here. The number 6 or the number 1 or 7 could be significant. We have speak your mind to solve your problems. Yes, this is going to be the friend that's like, just talk about it. Like, just be truthful. Or they might say something and people are like, ooh, friend, why'd you say that? you didn't have to tell my business to me like that. And they'll be like, well, I was just telling you the truth because I don't want you to go through the same patterns in the past, friend. I don't want you to be hurt. So of course, let's rip off the Band-Aid real quick, friend. All right. Mental clarity, successful breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind, new beginnings, decisions, surgery. Some of you, this person could be in some kind of healthcare for sure. There could be spiritual healers. There could be medical healers, like they actually went to school for like something with medical energy. They could just be caretakers and nurturers. But we do have rebel energy here as well. Now, for some of you, this could be the friend who they got little sticky fingers. Every time you come over, every time they come over, they're going to just be like, oh, okay, I'm about to take the leftovers. Or, friend, do you really want this? Friend, look, you're like, where'd my dress go? Where's my hoodie? Okay. They might be like, but look, it looks cute on me, that kind of thing. So for some of you, there is something like that. Or they're just mischievous. They like to say something cheeky and get away with it. They like to like in their mind, they've already set up the whole conversation and they're looking at you like, did you figure it out yet? Did you figure out I'm teasing you right now? You're taking it real serious. And they'll have you looking around like, wait, did I lose something? Where did it go? And they're just laughing in their mind because they're like, I'm totally setting you up right now and just teasing you. I'm just taking the Mickey out, friend. That's it. So there's this energy too. This person is going to be the friend who is ready to kick someone's butt if they will read somebody for messing with you, okay? 100% they will read someone for messing with you. They will anticipate before you even realize somebody's being shady. Oh, they know this person's being shady because we got air signs. We got major air signs here and we got Scorpio energy. This person knows when someone's trying to be shady to their friend. And so they're already going to be glaring, sharpening their nails and ready to say something at the best moment, just when this person thinks they won with the Five of Swords and that they're walking away triumphantly, that's when this friend is going to say, oh, by the way, pa-pow, checkmate, okay? And go along their path because they're not really letting anything stop their day. This person also, if things really don't have to deal with them or they feel like it's better to just leave certain things alone, they do know how to just kind of let people be. If they know by observing you that if they were to say something, you wouldn't respond well, or you wouldn't take that information right now or something of that nature, they'll just evade the conversation. This is somebody that can be hot and cold. When they're ready to communicate, you can have tons of texts. You can stay up all night. Okay. We can have night owl energy, cracking up and just sharing information and everything. But this is a friend that can dip out for a while because their soul path is taking them elsewhere, because they're doing their, divine alchemy, because they're burnt out, whatever it is, and they could go and chill elsewhere. This is definitely the friend that you could see that they just are too burnt out to answer on one social media, and yet they're scrolling on another social media. And you're like, what's up with that? Are you shading me? Sometimes they will. Okay, this friend can definitely have a little petty side. They can, or a big petty side, depending on how much they want to lean into it. We have Moon and Aquarius here, okay? They can also, just get to the point where they're like, I can only people on certain websites, certain apps right now. The energy's only right in certain interactions. And I really, I'm going to ignore these notifications right now. It's just what I'm going to do. It's just what I'm going to do. And so people might be like, oh, you betrayed me. I also think, though, that this is a friend that if you weren't responding to them, they would be noticing that and they would be frustrated. So, they're a little off kilter that way. What's their temperament? Let's go ahead and get some of their temperament. You said flip the rest of the cards. We have mudslide reverse, which is hilarious. Air ice. That's what we were just talking about. So much air energy. Solar flare, feeling yourself. I knew I felt Leo energy coming in, even though we were talking like Aquarius vibes. So this person can totally be, it's like an uphill battle in the mud kind of vibe sometimes. It can be hard if they are the ones who don't see something clearly. It can be a hard battle to try to convince them otherwise. Like it really can, because they'll be like, well, back in, 1947, you're like, you weren't even born yet. Like, what are you talking about? Like they can have a hard time until they have their aha moments to shift their shit, okay? They can have a hard time breaking down their mind if they're ready for it. If they are consciously like doing psychological growth, spiritual growth, or whatever, they'll be the ones like ahead. They'll be like phoenixing and all this kind of stuff, which can also be a little exhausting sometimes if you're not ready for that, because they're like, burn it down, change, woo. You're like, dang, I just was coming to eat some cereal. But if they are not ready for it, like remember we said Taurus earlier, we've been saying fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, okay, air signs, if they're not ready to grow, they're just going to be flitting around, ignoring it, pretending they're growing, and then being like, let me out of here, right? So this person, they can be like, trudging uphill through sludge, but at the same time, this person can get out of difficulties quickly. When they're ready to cut cords, they are so good at getting out of trouble. First of all, this is the friend who's going to get you out of trouble. This is the friend where you're like, if I did this with anyone else, we'd be in so much trouble, but I did it with you. We didn't get caught. Okay. 100%. This is the friend that you can go for a long periods of time without communicating to. And as long as you didn't like backstab them or something, then you can reconnect with them and it will be just like day one. It'll be just like day one. They'll be like, oh my gosh, friend, where you been? It's been a year. It's my solar return again. That kind of thing. If you did, I do feel like this person's more forgiving than they act like they are. So if you did have some beef with this person, and especially if you hurt them, I feel like this person, they do let people back more than they would say because they believe in soul healing and growth. So more than they would ever like to admit about themselves, they can take out an apology. They can. And they can, it might take them a minute and they might be kind of cold as you're trying to reconnect with them, like, But if they do appreciate someone that is willing to put their ego aside and make a move to come towards them and reconcile. They really do appreciate that. Yeah. But it says be on your guard against deceit. Okay. And what does it say? And concealment. Yeah. So they will forgive, but they will not forget. They will not. They'll be like, no, because I remember on June 27th, 1932, in our past life, homie, like you did me wrong. So this is strike 2. All right. Don't make it 3. All right. But yes, they be feeling themselves. They have some confidence to them. As much as people don't think, this could be someone that people get very deep into a connection with them before they realize how much confidence this person actually has. Because people could see, well, they're kind of weird. They're kind of off kilter. They're kind of always changing and growing. So maybe that means they're impressionable or whatever. So they can have people that get in a relationship with them, a friendship, and it's because they think they're going to be the dominant one in the friendship. They think, oh, this person's probably changeable. They're kind of a little weirdo or whatever. And so maybe I can boss them around or something. And then they realize, oh, shoot, this person got confidence. This friend's got confidence. All right. Even being so weird. All right. Let's see what we have over here. So what is their winning factor as a friend? Their winning factor here, we have the Page of Wands reversed. Their winning factor is that they can pop off. They're truthful. They're honest. They're real. A little too real sometimes, to be honest, but they are. They're like a comedian real. Comedians who are just like, they tell it how it is. And you're like, oh my gosh, what is it like to be their friend? That's how real this person can be, all right? 100%. They have a childlike energy. They will encourage your confidence. They'll encourage you to enact your free will and follow through on your actions, even if other people don't think you should at the moment. They will be like, be you, friend. Do you. Say what you need to say. Get it off your chest. Take the choice, like the action to make the choice that you want to make in life. Wear that bright color. Wear them heels. Like they will be that kind of friend where they're just like, I don't care. Be yourself. And if anyone has something to say, they can say it to our face. And if they dare, I will read them. Okay. So they really encourage people, push people out the nest to also follow their soul's destinies, to create who they are, and to just be bolder. Okay. And the advice with this friend is chill. This friend is there's some water here, but this friend is very like air fire kind of energy in the way they act with friends. So maybe their 11th house energy, which is where we want to look for friendship, where they have Aquarius, where they have Uranus themes, things like that. So this says here that the best, scenario, if they're popping off too much, or if you're just like, wow, this is a lot of growth, I'm kind of exhausted, just take a chill approach to this person. Realize that it just, they have a lot of external activity that goes on sometimes, or a lot of mental activity, but really at the core, they just are on a very steady path. Actually, their focus is just, am I becoming like the best of myself? Am I following my true heart? Am I growing and learning, and kind of following these epiphanies and curiosities that I have? So even though outside it can look hectic with this person, they're a lot more cool, calm, collected than some people would perceive them to be. Looking at their external decisions and choices, and maybe for some of them, their communication methods. Okay, so yeah, they're like, as long as you stay chill and you're centered in yourself, like keep your energy right, you'll probably have a lot of harmonious energy with this person. But remember, they do have strong yeses and strong nos. They have some strong boundaries until they have an epiphany, grow, and change, and then they'll have to update you on them. Okay, I do think this is a person that they're always the same person, but they're never the same. They're the same river, but you don't step in the same river twice. You know what I mean? They're a real one, but they're changing and they're growing. So if you can understand that kind of energy, like be the calm center of the wheel throughout the change, you will you'll see them. You'll be doing that. Oh, I see you, friend. I get it. I get who you are. So that's what I'm seeing for this group. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose the Amethyst group here, let's go ahead and see what kind of friend is this person. Starting over here, kind of who is this person? We have Daydreamer reverse and Child reverse here. This person has this energy of like the Fool reversed kind of vibe with some Neptunian energy here. We could have Leo, we could have Aries, Gemini, Pisces, but we have the Daydreamer reverse and the Child reverse. So this person could be a friend who doesn't always think things through. They could be the friend that kind of zones out with or without the help of other substance. This could be the friend who they have a high peaks of energy and then they kind of crash, kind of like a child would. Maybe when they have their coffee, their energy drink, their sugar, or just when they're extrovert a little bit, they're like high peaks of energy. And then they're just like, okay, low energy now. I need to decompress. This could be the person who in general, like you notice, okay, if this friend doesn't eat, if they don't feel comfortable, if they party too hard or whatever it is, they tend to hit a wall. They tend to need to like go to bed, friend. Go rest, okay? But they're very dreamy. Yeah, we have Cancer energy here as well. There's Gemini again, Page of Pentacles reverse. Literally, if this friend is not physically comfortable, if they're not in their comfort zone, if they don't know like what's the plan, what's going on, that kind of thing, they can be a little strange. They could be the friend that just has no plan as well. They kind of fly by the seat of their pants. They kind of go by like the dream they halfway remember that they had last night kind of vibe. So they can be someone who likes to try to manifest and like be responsible, but especially if you're like a very earth sign, air sign, logical person, and you are like just someone who has like a lot of your responsibilities taken care of, you could be like, what is going on with this person? Like, what are they doing? For some of them, they do seem like maybe they also have Earth, because we have Page of Pentacles. They could have Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but then you get to know them and you're just like, you're not really like the practical Capricorn, right? You're not like the practical Virgo. There's something going on here. Maybe they have their planets like in opposition or aspected to like Neptune or your Uranian kind of energy. I don't know, 11th house or something. All right, we have Moon in Cancer, Mars in Gemini here, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So this person, they go, it says choosing like sudden awareness, choosing happiness, okay? And then needing to retreat and withdraw and check for realignment. This sounds exactly like the vibes I was getting over here, to be honest. This person, they can get a little stressed, and as soon as they get stressed or they're physically or emotionally kind of depleted, they've peopled too much, then it can go into here worry, fears, this kind of vibe, lack of commitment. This can definitely be the why did I make those plans friend. 10,000%. Saturday comes and they just wish that they weren't on the planet because they're like, I'm exhausted. I just thought about people today and I'm burnt out and can't extrovert. Like, it's too much. We have 11, 2, 9, 6, and 4 could be significant numbers. We have yes, no, and maybe, which is kind of half yes, half no. If you're deciding to be friends with this person, depends. I think you'd have to know their style. And I think with this kind of person, they want someone who just appreciates and respects them, even if you don't rock with the way like they live their life. Because this can be the person who's like an artist, who's a mystic, who is kind of like that child at heart, and they're not going to do their life the way everyone else tells them to adult. They're just not going to. And if people don't respect that about them, or if people expect them to always be like super polished, come out when I tell you to come out, it's my event. Like if you're one of those people who's like, if I have an event, moment you have to be there, and if not, I'm going to like badmouth you to the rest of our friends, or I'm going to be upset, then you could have a really hard time being friends with this person, because they're like, why does my, mental health or how I was feeling today, my social anxiety, have to do with if I'm a good friend or not? Like, if I couldn't make it and I wanted to stay at home in bed, like, why should that make me a bad person? You know what I mean? So they can have this kind of energy. They are someone who likes to be coddled a lot, though, and they do love people to come over and like be around them. Let's see some more of their temperament. They're very dreamy. They're very much, oh, well, it's okay. Like, we can wish upon a star and it will fix it. It'll be fine, guys. You're like, we're broke down on the side of the road, friend. They're like, but look, there's a meteor. It's okay. I saw a sign. Totally like a Pisces Aquarius friend. Meteor, vast possibilities. Heat wave, take a break, play, have fun. I made this card. This is from my deck. Here, the All-Weather Phenomena Oracle, which is a mega deck. It's the weather deck and the atmospheric phenomenon deck together. But here, with heat wave, I went back to a childhood memory of how people would crack open the fire hydrants for the kids to play in the water when it was just like ridiculous heat waves. And sometimes they would come and like they would say they were testing the hydrants, right, for the city to make sure it flowed, but they kind of give a wink to the kids, like, play in the water. So I just like to put that energy here. So that's this kind of person. When the heat's on, they're like, let's be playful, let's be fun. They'll give a lot of energy to their friends to try to help them feel better. This is totally the friend who might want to get you some food. They'll be like, oh, are you okay? Do you have a temperature? Are you comfortable? Maybe you're grumpy because you wore those pants today and, you don't really like that fabric. They'll notice little weird things. Like, just when you think that they're like a space cadet and they pay attention to nothing, they're actually a very nurturing friend in that way. They can be a little detached, but they notice a lot about the creature comforts of life and like what makes someone feel nurtured. They notice people's moon energy. They notice people's fourth house energy. They notice people's kind of aura and vibe, kind of their Neptunian 12th house energy. So, just when you think, oh my gosh, this person's just not paying attention, and then they bring in that fifth house, that Leo, that fun, a little Jupiter energy, and they try to help you be playful. So whereas for themselves, when they are going through something, they can really detach and just get really grouchy and hangry and stuff and just need to be in their comfort zone, in their space. When their loved one is feeling, very frustrated, they will try to paint the sky with beautiful positivity for you. They will try to find every sign and synchronicity to make you feel better. They could totally be the one who's like, here's a piece of art, or here's this music that I just found, friend. Like, I'm going to send you a link, or here's some crystals or something. Like, they can be a gift giver. They can overly give, which could be why they're not too practical with their finances, to be honest. But they can, in a toxic situation, try to bring in some levity, bring in some playfulness, okay? They can be someone who often finds themselves in toxic situations, or they just interpret many situations to be toxic. They can be like, oh my gosh, like, the energy on the subway is just rank. Like, I can't... Like, yeah, I mean, I know you want me to go to your sister's house, but the vibes there are just, I can't, so you could be like, oh my gosh, is every situation toxic? And they're like, well, yes, like, actually, metaphorically and spiritually and literally. Did you see the air pollution quota today? They'll know some random things. And they could definitely be the person who has a bajillion reasons to stay home when they don't want to go out. A bajillion reasons, okay? Yeah, this could be someone who does some kind of sport, so they don't mind as much as they can almost, maybe some people think they're prissy because they don't like to go out when they don't feel comfortable. At the same time, this person they can get gully. They can be out here like, yeah, let's play in the fire hydrant in the water. Yeah, let's go out car camping and see the stars. So they can have times where they can be pretty sporty, actually, and they can enjoy the outdoors when they feel comfortable with it, or they feel like there's a point, or they feel like the energy's right. But this person, they are a person that if they get depressed, if they get overwhelmed, if they're around toxic friends, it shows up in their life because they can stop taking care of themselves. They can be either where they hoard their belongings or they give too many away, so they don't really have a lot of stuff. They can give away their money. This is a friend that can give away their rent money to someone and you're like, friend, what did you do? That kind of thing, okay? What's their saving grace as a friend? Justice. They're fair. They're honest. They're regal in a sense. They're they're very kind, and they don't think that justice is just like what they bark at everyone else. They hold themselves to that as well. So they really want to be a good friend. I feel like they are like a do-gooder. You know, there's somebody who's going to be like, oh, well, I really wanted ice cream. You're like, I drove you all the way over here, friend, to get you this ice cream, but then you just gave it to those kids, you know, and they're like, yes, thank you so much, but you know, those kids didn't have any ice cream, so I just wanted to give it to them. And you know, and you're like, that was your spending money for the weekend. So they're that kind of person. They'll be like, I can do without if it's going to make someone else happier because I got the stars, I got the water, I got the rain, you know. It'll be good. I'll go home to my bed and just kind of, you know, eat my snacks. But there's somebody who they do care about fairness. They care about being respectful. They care about justice. And they do have their own way of seeing a relationship as balanced. It's not going to be like, you gave me something physical, so I have to give you something physical. But it might be like, hey, you know, I sat there with you through your breakup and your breakdown and gave you all the comfort and emotional labor or something, and you bought me a meal. Like they recognize kind of exchange in friendships, but in unique ways. All right, what's your advice here? Ready to love reverse. Yeah, so it's the question is like, can you understand this person? Are you really ready to love this person this way? And I do feel like they love their friends. I feel like they sacrifice for people, but do you understand their love language? Can you appreciate who they are as an individual? If you feel like, no, I want presents of this price, on these days, and they have to show up to these events, and they have to maintain this social status to be my friend, this could be someone that you're not going to be a good, compatibility for friendship with, because this is the kind of person, no matter what you look like, no matter, what you're going through or whatever, they're very fluid. They're very, unpredictable in a way as a friend, but they allow that same space to their friend. This is the friend that you go when you're having a breakdown. You can crash in their house looking a hot mess, okay, when you just lost your job and you have no money to get your eyelashes done, your hair done, your nails done, whatever. They're not going to judge you at all. They're just going to be like, okay, friend, like, let's, put the flicks on, whatever. So it's kind of like, do you understand this person as who they are? Do you appreciate what they're able to give? Can you recognize how you guys exchange, but in different ways, things of that nature? Are you ready to have this honest connection? Because they do see their friends as being soul contracts. They do see their friends as being fated and having big, important meaning to them. For some of them in this group, they could even care about friendship more than they care about like partnership or marriage, or at least they hold them to the same importance. Like they really, really care. They look at seventh house energy for their friendships, which means they look at them as very close partners. So yeah, something to consider. Yeah, they love their friends with the same love they would love their children or their spouse. So see, are you really, really ready to love and get close to this person? Because I think they might have a lot of acquaintances, but their core group of friends, they're not people that they let get super close like that for their everyday kind of thing. All right, that's what I'm seeing. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, group 3, those of you who chose a Unakite here, let's go ahead and see what type of friend is this person. These have been fun reads so far, so happy to do it. Let's go ahead and see what kind of person are they. What's their temperament? We have the Sphinx, okay? So this could be an adventurous. Ooh, this could be someone on like Sagittarius, Scorpio cusp. They can have a mix of like Scorpio, Sag, Pisces, Aries, Cancer, Leo, some kind of water fire dynamics going on here. They can have strong 8th house placements, Plutonian placements, but they can also have some strong Jupiter or even Mars kind of energy, okay? This person, they're very fun because you never quite know what's going on with them, and they might disappear for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, you hear these big adventures. You hear something that they're doing, something exciting, exotic, creative, and it's like, whoa, a lot of people wouldn't be doing all this that they're doing. This is definitely somebody who's very intuitive, a natural, like an inborn psychic, intuitive, riddle master, can just figure everyone and everything else out. They can have very piercing eyes, for sure. And they have the kind of eyes that when they're in a group or, in a room, people are watching what they're looking at because their gaze is so potent that if you're like, oh my gosh, are they going to look at me next? Because they look like they're looking through this person's soul. And then they look at you, you're like, oh my gosh, they are looking through my soul. And then when they turn their gaze elsewhere, everyone's like, oh, what are they looking at? Right? Like they can really steer a crowd. They're very enigmatic with their energy, for sure. Very, grasping. They could have strong Uranian energy too, strong outer planets. So Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, and then this Jupiter fire. They might have a very well connected chart, like a lot of interaction between a lot of their planets, okay? But yeah, this person, you never know everything about them. They have this kind of high priestess energy to them for sure. But then they'll let you get these little, little bits and pieces you can know about them. And then you're like, wow, like, I didn't know you could scuba dive. What? I thought you were at work. You were just deep sea diving, okay, freestyle. Wow. Wow, okay. Took the scuba mask off and everything. Let's see some more. How are they as a friend? We have the King of Cups reversed. So we have water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We got Virgo here. More water, Scorpio, Pluto energy. Y'all got a lot of Plutonian people, but this is a Scorpio channel as far as the channel birth date. So I'm not surprised. But yes, we have here... Okay. I have this thing where there's yes, no, and maybes on here. So if you're thinking, should I be friends with this person? We have yes and no, and then we have maybe, which is 50-50. So it's kind of a 1.5 out of 3. Either way, it's going to be one of those take it or leave it kind of situations. If you read it and you're like, this is amazing, this is an awesome person, love their friendship style, it's a yes. If not, probably let it alone, okay? Now, this is a person who can leave their friends alone, like just let you do your business because they're off doing theirs. With this strong energy of like all this Scorpio water energy and this earth material, but Virgo material kind of energy, this person can need a lot of alone time. They need a lot of recharge time. They can consider themselves friends with somebody even though they haven't talked to them for a decade. If you're in that same energy as them, it's not a problem. It's not a worry. They understand, like, people get their heart broken. Like, people have spiritual epiphanies. People have loss in life. People go through illness, like, knock on wood, but they're very wise. Like, here, the Sphinx with the Hermit, and then this energy, like, of the Death card. It's almost like they can be too smart, too understanding, too detached. They can read people too well in a way. People could perceive them as being cold. People could also be like, they can be so far ahead on the adventure of what's going to happen with somebody that people even think that they gave bad advice. And it takes that person a long time to go through the growth cycles themselves and figure it out. And then they're like, oh, that's what friend was talking about. Like, bestie was right. I didn't get it when they were telling me about this person. I didn't get it when they were saying that this job opportunity could have these side effects or whatever. And now that I've went through it myself, I totally get, how do they know that? Ooh, that's creepy. They're like that kind of person, you know what I mean? Where they're so far ahead in what they can read. And this person could be someone who's like a reader. I wouldn't be surprised at all with this group, but it's almost like people, they can be a little bit missed in their time because they're so ahead of the curve, right? Even in a practical job, because I do see some practical jobs as well. They could be like someone who surveys the land and says you shouldn't build a house here because XYZ. And people are like, whatever, that's never going to happen. We don't see what you're talking about. And then it happens where the land shifts or whatever. And they're like, see, I don't even feel like they stay around to be like, see, I told you. It's just kind of like obvious. Things are obvious. Common sense and deep earned wisdom that others have to suffer through, for them is obvious. Like, it's super obvious. And so it's almost like through their friendships, they suffer more than they have to, because it's almost like this person is somebody who's like kind of an ascended being, a very wise person in a lot of ways, who is back down to earth anyway. So they're like an old soul who just decided to come and be human anyways. And so it's kind of like they suffer things they don't have to because of their loved ones and their connections that they go through, and just deciding to be human again. And so, like, for them, they can take heartbreaks and betrayals and things very, very hard. They can need time alone. They can need time to, like, back up from situations. They can also be a bit too much. They're kind of like this energy of, like, a guide, like a spirit guide who came down to be human. And what I mean by that is or like an ancestor who's been an ancestor for a long time, but then they come back and incarnate. And so they have a hard time sometimes, like taking their hands off of other situations. They worry about people. Like they're reading people's aura. They can get like intermeshed people with like your energy with theirs. They can get to the point where they're trying to like kind of push you to like the right decision or something like that. Or you can tell when you don't have their favor, or when they're thinking, ooh, that's not the right decision. So even if they try to hide it, which I think they really do with the Sphinx, it's hard for them to like disguise when they know, do you fucking up? Like, it is what it is. You fucking up. So that can be why they can put a very cold exterior and mask, and they can even try to like deal with this kind of like this knowledge codependency thing that happens in their connections by isolating or kind of pushing people away a little bit or something like that, and being like, okay, you go soul search, I'm going to go soul search. And now for their style, if they're a Sagittarius, we did mention some fire energy. It might not come off as this big deep soul thing. You might be like, what? This is just my party friend. But I see that a lot actually with Sagittarius and Aries. A lot of Sagittarians have Scorpio up the wazoo in their chart. A lot of Aries have Pisces chock full in their chart. So they might be fire sign presenting, but they're tons of water energy, right? And they're super psychic. So this could be the person who seems like the party friend or whatever, but the reason they're actually taking off and the reason they need time from their family and the reason they're doing these different things is because they have all of this energy here that I'm talking about. It could also be that maybe this person has Scorpio in their 11th house. So 11th house is what you want to look at for friendships, okay? They can have, something there, Virgo, Scorpio, water signs, Pluto, something like that, where they just get very intermeshed with friends and it's hard for them to catch a breath and kind of separate. They could be someone who's gone through cycles of having a lot of friends as well, okay? Yeah, maybe there's, again, Pluto there. Pluto challenges us to change and to look at things on a psychological soul level. It could be Mars in that house for some of them. And then it could be where there's, the volatility, there's a lot of secret feelings. This person has a hard time admitting when they don't feel cool, calm, and collected, and when they're upset about something to their friends because they want to be higher vibe or something, or they just want to be very mature. So this person could have older friends or be the older friend. There's something with age differences in their friendships as well. Let's see their kind of their energy, kind of their atmosphere that they have in the connection. Okay, they pulled out, they snuck an extra card here. I was pulling 3 from these. So we have South Atlantic Hurricane, which is troublesome heart and heartbreak here reversed. We have Untamed, Intense with the Wildflower, Rebel with or without the cause, Passion. Yeah, so it's not that they don't feel these things that everyone else feels. They just try to control it. They just try to act like, no, I'm not heartbroken. I'm having an adventure. I'm just having fun out here. Or, oh, no, I'm not caught up in heartbreak. That's an immature vibration, whatever. I'm over here being wise. I want to be single. So they can have a hard time kind of showing like I am actually human. Like, cradle to the grave. I really am just human down here as well. And that's okay. It's okay, boo. All right, sleep, global events, external pressure, systemic forces and rules, reverse. So this person, they don't want to show that they're affected by things. They don't want to show that like people have a big pull on them emotionally. They don't want to seem like they're out of control. They want to seem like everything's planned. They're super positive. They want to seem like they're not worried about the state of the world, even though these are all things that they consider and they're very aware of, and they are worried about it. So they try to just be positive. They could disappear until they feel like they can have happy moments with their friends, because if they do show that they're human and they kind of let you know what they're going through, they can feel very bad for that. They can feel like, I should have just dealt with this myself. Why did I put that burden on my friends? I don't like how I acted. Why did I let them know I was upset? I was jealous. I was confused. I was mad. This could be the person that every once in a while they kind of like super message somebody and they like just like blah, like how upset they've been about something for sure. And then later they're like, why did I do that? Like, I knew I was going to figure it out myself anyway. We have independence, being alone, inner guidance. Like, why did I do all that? I should have just held back, right? So they do try to come full circle here with the snow donut. They do try to like chill out and like get back to being positive and being sweet about things. But when they feel kind of pinned in, they can, and they don't want to deal with like dynamics of people like hurting their feelings or like life being tough, they can kind of rebel like in ways that aren't the best sometimes, for sure. They're very intense. They're just very, very intense. This can also be if people cross their boundaries and like don't let them have their alone time or keep trying to know too much about them or like infiltrate them a little bit. They could be the person who's like, kind of snaps on them and then like pushes them away. Like I said, stay over there. Like, don't come into my hidden chambers over here, right? Let's see their saving grace, their winning factor as a friend. We have the 8 of Pentacles reversed. So this friend really doesn't give up on people at all, but they also know when to take their hands off and stop working on something. So again, this person seems okay with pauses and things. They feel like, all right, if that's something you have to figure out by yourself, I'm going to let you do you. Okay, go do you then. You go figure it out. You go triumph and do all of this. Like, if it's not for me to carry your heartbreak, if it's not for me to help you with this rebellion or whatever growth in your life, I'll go and do what I need to do. And we'll, see you when it comes back around. Jupiter's a yearly cycle, pretty much, so they can have this kind of vibe. But if it's something y'all need to work on together, they're the friend that can sit up all night and talk about the issue y'all need to work through, how to fix it, how to truly let it go, and let that era of that miscommunication y'all were having or whatever be done. There's someone, they like to finish something, they want it done, because if not, we see that it gets them in the King of Cups reverse. Like, they can't function in dysfunction, this person. They really, really can't. And they can become like very dysfunctional, like kind of start losing themselves if they can't get to a healing point. So that could be why they'll disappear or disconnect or whatever, and then try to heal and come back. There could be Scorpio moons. We have a lot of water energy here though. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio again, Virgo, Mercury, Plutonian energy here, more water, some fire, wildfire, Aries, Sag, Leo, and we have that water, fire, cusp thing. What can you do as a friend? Greatest soulmate. So some of you, you're asking about someone that you are a soulmate with. This can also be just, realize that there's a big there's soul reasons why things happen. So this group, you can do very well like this, using tarot, using astrology, using hey, we're eternal souls that are interacting with each other. We can get through this and work through. I have soul growth to do, and so do you. That's okay. We can figure that out and come back in a more healthy way to our friendship. So this is never going to be casual with this person. Connections aren't casual, and even the way that your energy connects with them is also not casual here with this greater soulmate vibe, low key. So it's possible this person is your greatest soulmate, or it's possible they're just a very important soulmate, or someone who has guided your soul. For some of you, this person could, they could have been your guide before, and that's why it's hard. Maybe you're drawn to them for certain wisdoms and stuff, and maybe it's hard for them to just stop stirring up the Kool-Aid over here for you and just back off and take their hands off the situation and let you do you, because you guys, this lifetime, it's saying you guys have different dynamics than you have in past lifetimes. Your soul journey together is a little different than it has been. So maybe in the past they've been a guru or something for you, and then this time they're not. So it's wait, this is strange, this is weird. We're just trying to be equal friends, and that's not the same dynamic as when you were the leader and I was the pupil or something like that. So that's what I'm seeing. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose the Clear Quartz group 4, last but not least, let's go ahead and see what is this person like as a friend. So let's go ahead and get some of their energy here. We have T reverse and surprise. This person can have the juiciest tea that don't nobody have, okay? Nobody. This person is the one that would be like, friend, guess what? Do you know what I heard? But don't you tell anyone. You're the only one I'm going to tell. You're the only one that gets to know what this tea is that I heard. There's somebody who's tight-lipped, though. They're very tight-lipped. They only share something if they feel like it will be truly with discretion kind of vibe. And if they know that it's well, I guess they can share some stuff that's just so sensational. But but they'll I feel like they'll give you the caveats of the accuracy that they think the tea has kind of vibe. But I feel like they will keep your business from getting out of the kettle too much. Okay, when you're their friend, they're going to be like, okay, we might know the tea on you, but don't you go over here and try to sip anything about my friend. Take it out your mouth. Literally, take it out your mouth. So this friend could like to have surprises. They could like to pop up and be like, surprise, I'm here, friend. Let's go somewhere. Toot toot. Get in, friend. We're going, I don't know, whatever you're going to go do. Okay, this person likes to be excited about things. They like to just, that's how they like to interact. They could like to message you with an aha factor. They want you to be wowed. They like your reactions. This is the friend that likes to watch your reaction. And if you don't have a big reaction to them showing up or telling you some exciting news or something, they're going to be all disappointed. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, come on. This definitely has air, fire energy. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Aries, Sag, Leo, okay? Let's see. How are they as a friend? Sagittarius here, Temperance card. Fool reverse, that's a surprise factor for sure. We have Scorpio here reverse. That could be knowing that secret tea. We have Virgo here. So we have, 5 of Cups on Scorpio reverse. We have Temperance, Fool reverse, 5 of Cups reverse, and the 9 of Pentacles. This person likes to keep it classy. They like to keep it cute. They like to have fun together. They like to keep it upbeat. They are willing to be like a little weird, a little silly, a little goofy to have some fun. They could like drinks because there's just so much. We got the tea, we got cups going on here, we got the cups all drank up here. This person, like if they want to go do brunch, let's do brunch, okay? If we want to go to party, let's go party. They could really like to do that. They could have like a barista vibe, or I don't know. There could be something with drinks with this person, but here they like to have fun. They like to have positive energy with their friends. They like to sometimes, like, they feel like friends are where you get to make some bad choices together. You get to do some pranks. You get into some messy situations. They're the friend that's like, hey, we have to have a Vegas story. Like, come on, we have to have some kind of weird story. We have to be able to enjoy, cruise down the road together with the sunshine, singing with the top down kind of vibe, saying, oh well, like, maybe we had some loss or grief or whatever, but we're not going to let it get us down. We're going to have some fun. We're going to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We have luxury, contentment, self-sufficiency. They want all their friends to be winners, okay? They're like, look, I know this week done chewed us up, but it's not going to swallow us down whole. Let's go swallow some drinks, okay? And let's go have a good time because, we'll talk a minute about how we feel. We'll get in our feelings for a second. Then we're going to bring it back up. Let's go. Enough about that. And it's time to win because we're winners. And that's what we're going to do. If you're wondering if you should be friends with this person, we have 3 yes cards. Yes, yes, yes. And only 1 no. And it's reverse. And it says it's on. Okay. No reverse is on. So this is like, yes, this friend is a very encouraging person. They're able to be random and fun and positive, I think, at really important times where there's loss or where people feel a little bit crushed or, something of that nature. And this is also the friend that's so funny because they'll text you and they'll be like, guess what? And they'll wait. Do you know what happened on Friday? And they'll wait, right? They'll be like, I have regrets. And you're just like, oh my gosh, friend, what happened? Tell me. They'll be like, remember that Aquarius? This is that kind of friend. We have fire, Sagittarius, Jupiter, spread your wings and fly, air, Uranus, water, Mars, and Scorpio. Feel your grief, but know that things will get better, it says. Earth, Venus, and Virgo here. Enjoy the results of all your hard work. So they're just so fun. Let's look at their atmosphere, their vibe that they bring in. Yes, they even have a yes card. They're a yes person. They're a manifester. They're a law of attraction person. They say yes to my crossroads. Like, let me get through the fog. Let me level up. This is that friend, the level up friend. Let's go. And they have that energy like, if I got a milli, you got a milli. That's just some crew-ish. Okay, let's go. Let's get it together. Let's be encouraged. But if I got to get it alone, friend, I'll get it alone. But because I'm going to be positive regardless. There's somebody too that they can feel very disappointed if people don't believe in themselves. Like if their friend's not believing in themselves, if their friend's not giving themselves a new start, if their friend is not, remembering that they're amazing and awesome after they have to cry, they're like, you can cry about it. You can be sad because, and I will be having your back. But you have to be able to mix it up, do that emotional alchemy, and level it up, friend. We got to level it the F up, friend. And remember that you're spectacular because I only roll with winners is their vibe. Like, so we're not losing. Like, we can cry on the sideline for a second, but we're winning this championship. That's just what it is. So that's how they really pump up. And they have a lot of spiritual support here. Yes, with spiritual support, moon halo. So even if they're, again, doing things in a reckless way, they're a risk taker, they know that they're crowned with beautiful energy. They don't lose their full connection from the universe. Sometimes they wonder. Sometimes they have low points where they wonder, oh no, did I lose my good luck? Because they're a lucky person. They could be a child of Jupiter, Sag Pisces. Sometimes they wonder and they're like, oh no, this bad thing happened. They can have a difficulty when things continuously go bad and they can't surface and get some air. They can kind of lose themselves. That's when they'll need you as a friend, okay? Especially like if they're a Sagittarius. Sagittarius moons, they give a lot to others, a lot of encouragement and stuff. But sometimes when things go rough for them, everyone abandons them because they're like, oh, well, we just like to take your energy. We just like to see the positivity from you, but you're not being positive and entertaining us. Bye. So this is the person, they need real ones to stick with them when they don't have the steam to give back and encourage everyone else, when they're not just giving out the gifts and the luxury, and when they actually have a rough moment, a rough year or something, they need people to stick with them and be like, you're still an amazing person. You didn't lose it. You're still blessed and favored, right? So that would be an important factor to be their friend. But yeah, level up. This person can have a lot of connections. They know they're going to do well. They expect to, hit the top of the charts vibe. They constantly have crossroads. They constantly have like new opportunities, new pathways opening to them, new portals, new doorways, things of that nature. They always want to better themselves. They always want to outdo themselves as well. They always want to be even more successful than they were previously. We have the letter A here that can be significant. We have the number 11. We have 5. We have 5. We have 9. We have 0. We have 14. Okay, so these could be significant numbers here. Let's go ahead and see what's their winning factor. 9 of Swords. So I feel like there's another 9 here as well. I feel like their winning factor is they will worry about you, which is something that they won't do. Like, they don't like to worry. So for them to be concerned, and they'll tap into that when they really care about someone, that kind of Virgoian Gemini energy comes out. And they, like, if they're sitting here thinking about your problems, they're trying to help you solve things. They're, dealing with that kind of those kind of cynical moments of life. That means they really care about you. That means a lot to them. They'll be like up, sitting through things with you and helping you work through these vibrations and being patient, even if they roll their eyes a little bit because you still stuck on so-and-so for 6 years running. And they done told you level up. That's a big way that they actually show care for their friends. It's like a part of their friend love language to actually tolerate all of that, because they're not someone who would want to sit on that too much, and also sharing that with you. Also, this is the kind of person that even if you're into something that they're not, like, this is like can be compatibility. There's a lot of astrology and stuff on the blanket, so even if they don't like your astrological energy technically, or even if they're not into, let's say, astrology and tarot, but you are, like, them tolerating the differences that you guys have and being like, hey, we can work it out, we can juxtapose this, we can make harmony even though we're very different, is a way of them showing love. And it's something that can be like a warm embrace, like this warm blanket here in a time of stress. But when like, I'm different than you, and you're very, positive and set in the way that you do you, but you still appreciate me. You still see me as the equal. You still have love for me, even though we're completely different. Like, I'm the nerd, you're the jock, or whatever it is, right? But you still have love for me. And so you can feel that as a friend. You can feel that kind of take away some of your worries and some of your lack of confidence. I think they really instill confidence in their friends. They help their friends come out of worry and anxiety and just like be like, go ahead, go and do it. If I believe in you, you're good, is kind of how the energy that they have with their friends, right? So what's advice for you? How can you be a better friend? Let's see, magic. Giving into your own magic and seeing that it was trying to lean upwards, right? It was trying to go upwards. So it's like, take your magic to the next level here. Y'all can gnaw at each other a little bit. It looks like a kiss, right? It's the Love Kiss Oracle. This is also how horses kind of jaw at each other and be ornery with each other as friends. So it said, don't be too worried about, y'all might jaw with each other a little bit. That they might be telling you be positive when you're trying to be grumpy. You might actually tell them be positive sometime when they're grumpy, and then they'll really be like annoyed. So yes, continue to manifest, grow in your magic, only have positive vibes towards this person. Only, I would say, this could be a friend you could do magical workings, positivity, manifesting together, but make sure that you guys are truly like locked in to do that so that it can be a cohesive, long-term, blessing for both of you. And don't put any negativity towards this person. Their spirit crew is going to rebuff that. So it'll be coming back to you. So if you get a little annoyed with this person, just keep it good vibes. Keep a good vibe. Let them know. Just jaw with them openly and let them know, friend, you're on my nerves right now. And then, keep your spiritual energy and your intentions with blessing, okay? So that's what I'm seeing. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye.